Welcome to Hypnos Cosmos. Settle yourself now, and let your body grow heavy and still. There is nowhere you need to be tonight, and nothing you need to do but rest. Tonight we are going to travel to the emptiest place in all the universe, to the loneliest, quietest, most perfectly empty place there is. And I want you to know, before we begin, that there is nothing to fear in that emptiness. Where we are going, there is only silence, and stillness, and room, endless, gentle room, and it is one of the most peaceful places the cosmos has ever made. Tonight we will drift, slowly and without hurry, out of the crowded, busy, glittering parts of the universe, and into the great calm dark of the emptiness beyond, where nothing stirs, and nothing hurries, and there is nothing at all that could ever trouble your rest. So let us begin, as we always do, with a single slow breath. Breathe in, gently, and let the cool air fill you, without any effort at all. And let it go, softly, and feel your shoulders loosen and sink. Breathe in once more, a little more slowly, and let it fall away, and feel your whole body settle a little deeper into the bed, the way a stone settles slowly to the bottom of a still, deep pool. There is no right way to do this. Simply let the breath come and go on its own, like a slow and quiet tide, in and out, as it has done all your life, without you ever once having to ask. Feel the weight of yourself now, the good, honest weight of your body, held completely by the bed beneath you, and by the soft turning earth beneath that. You do not have to hold yourself up tonight. You do not have to hold anything at all. Let your eyes close, and let the room grow dim and soft in your mind, its edges blurring, its walls falling quietly away, until there is only you, resting in a warm and open dark, ready to drift out into the emptiness where it is even darker, and even quieter, and even more at peace. Let the day fall away from you first, before we go. Whatever it held, its noise, its small worries, the 100 little things it asked of you, let all of it loosen now, and slip away, like something heavy set down at last and left behind. You will not need any of it where we are going. Out there, in the great emptiness, there is nothing to carry and nothing to do, only the deep dark, and the deep quiet, and the deep rest that has been waiting for you there since before the earth was made. So let the day go. It has had its hours. This hour, and all the quiet hours of the night ahead, are for emptying, and stilling, and sleep. And let us take a moment, before we drift outward, to imagine where we are, because to understand the emptiness, you must first see the fullness we are leaving behind. Picture our own small corner of the cosmos. Here is the Earth, turning slowly beneath you. Here is the Sun, and the little family of planets drifting around it. Here is our galaxy, the Milky Way, a great slow wheel of 400 billion stars, turning once every quarter of a billion years. And here, all around our galaxy, are others, a small crowd of nearby galaxies, and beyond them larger crowds, and beyond those, great clusters of galaxies, hundreds and thousands of them gathered together, glowing softly in the dark. This is the busy part of the universe. This is where the light is. This is the shore we are about to leave. Because the universe, seen from far enough away, is not evenly filled with galaxies at all. It is not a smooth and even scattering, like sand spread flat across a floor. It is something far stranger, and far more beautiful. If you could pull back far enough to hold millions of galaxies in a single view, you would see that they're gathered into a vast and delicate pattern, long glowing threads of galaxies, strung across the dark like strands of a spider's web heavy with dew, and where the threads cross, great bright knots, the clusters, blazing with thousands of galaxies at once. Astronomers call it the cosmic web, and it is the largest structure there is, a network of shining filaments, woven through all of space, stretching on past every horizon. But look closer at that web, and you will see the thing we have come for tonight. Between the glowing threads, inside the great open spaces the web wraps around, there is nothing. Not thin scatterings of galaxies, not faint dustings of light, but vast, dark, silent hollows, immense rooms of pure emptiness, each one so large that light itself needs hundreds of millions of years to cross it. These are the cosmic voids. And they are not rare, and they are not small. They are the greater part of the universe. If you added up all the space inside the great voids, it would come to something like 4/5 of the entire volume of the cosmos. Almost everything that exists is empty. Almost all of space is this, vast, gentle, unbroken dark, with the galaxies pushed to the thin, bright edges, and the enormous quiet middle holding nothing at all. Sit with that a moment, softly, before we go in. The bright and crowded parts of the universe, the galaxies, the clusters, the glowing web, are only the thin, shining borders around the great emptiness. They are the coastlines. The voids are the ocean. And that ocean is calm, and dark, and boundless, and utterly still. When you picture the universe as a place crammed with blazing stars and crowded galaxies, you are picturing only its bright edges. The truth of it, the greater part of it, is silence. The truth of it is rest. So let us go there now, gently. Let us leave the bright shore of the cosmic web behind us, and drift outward, slowly, into the great dark middle. Do not brace yourself, and do not hurry. There is no sudden edge, no wall, no door, only a slow and gentle thinning, as the galaxies grow fewer, and further apart, and dimmer, and the dark between them grows, and grows, and grows. Feel yourself drifting away from the crowd, out past the last bright clusters, out along a fading thread of the web, out toward the place where even that thread dissolves into darkness. And with every galaxy that falls away behind you, let a little more of the day, a little more of the noise, a little more of the holding on, fall away too. Here, at the edge of the void, the galaxies are already growing scarce. Where a moment ago the dark was strung with light in every direction, now there are only a few, scattered thinly, small and quiet and far apart. You drift past one, a modest spiral, turning alone at the frontier of the emptiness, and then there is a long, long stretch of dark before the next. And then that one falls away behind you too. And ahead, where you are drifting, there is less and less, fewer lights, wider dark, a deepening and softening of everything, as though the universe itself were slowly exhaling, and settling, and growing still. Let your breathing follow it. Let each breath grow a little longer, a little slower, a little emptier, as the space around you empties, and the dark grows kind, and deep, and wide. And now the last galaxies of the edge are behind you. Ahead there is only the void, the true, open, boundless emptiness, and you are drifting gently into it, into the largest and quietest and most peaceful room in all of creation. Do not look for anything. There is nothing to find here, and that is the gift of it. Simply drift, and let the emptiness receive you, the way deep water receives a drifting leaf, and hold you, softly, in its vast and silent dark. Feel your breathing begin to slow and deepen, all on its own, as the emptiness settles around you. Feel the soft weight of your body sink a little further into the bed. There is nothing pressing in on you here. There is nothing crowding you, nothing demanding, nothing near. For the first time all day, there is simply room, endless, open, gentle room, and nothing in it that wants anything from you at all. Let that be a relief. Let it be the deepest relief you have felt all day, that here, in the emptiest place there is, you are finally, completely, left in peace. And here is a lovely thing to know, as we begin to drift deeper. The emptiness we are entering is not a cold or hostile thing. It is not a void in the way we sometimes fear the word, not a hunger, not a nothing that swallows. It is simply space. Quiet, patient, harmless space, the same gentle dark that lies between the stars, only more of it, and deeper, and more complete. Nothing in it can reach you. Nothing in it wishes you ill. It is as safe as a still room at the end of the day, as safe as a held breath, as safe as the dark behind your own closed eyes right now. And it goes on, in every direction, further than thought can follow, a whole universe of gentle, harmless, resting dark, and you drifting in the middle of it, held, and safe, and free. So let us drift on, deeper into the great emptiness, and let me tell you, softly, about the quiet wonders of the loneliest place in the universe, not to stir your mind, but to still it, each slow thought settling you further down, until the emptiness out there and the emptiness of deep, dreamless sleep become one and the same, and carry you gently through the night. Let us drift, first, toward the greatest of all the empty places we have found, a void so vast, and so perfectly empty, that when astronomers first came upon it, they could scarcely believe it was real. It lies in the direction of a constellation called Boötes, the herdsman, and so they named it the Boötes Void, though many, ever since, have simply called it the Great Nothing. And the Great Nothing is a fitting name, because it is nearly that, an immense, round hollow in the cosmic web, some 330 million light-years across, holding almost nothing at all. Let that size settle over you slowly, because it is difficult to hold. Light is the fastest thing there is. It crosses from the Earth to the Moon in a little over a second, and from the Sun to the Earth in 8 minutes. A beam of light would take 100,000 years merely to cross our own galaxy, from one edge to the other. And yet to cross the Boötes Void, to travel from one side of that single empty room to the other, that same beam of light, never slowing, never resting, would need 330 million years. When the light now leaving the far side of the void finally reaches the near side, more time will have passed than has passed on Earth since the very first dinosaurs. That is the size of the emptiness. That is how much quiet dark is gathered in that one great hollow of the cosmos. And in all that vastness, in a space so large it could hold tens of thousands of galaxies, if it were filled as our own neighborhood is filled, there are only a few dozen. Where there should be thousands upon thousands, there are perhaps 60. The Boötes Void is not entirely, perfectly empty. A scattering of lonely galaxies drifts through its enormous dark, spread so thinly that each one is a world unto itself. but it is as close to empty as anything so large has any right to be. It is a room the size of a small universe, with almost nothing in it, and a silence in it deeper than anywhere else we have ever looked. The astronomers who found it, more than 40 years ago, were not looking for emptiness at all. They were mapping the galaxies, patiently measuring the distances to thousands of them, building a great chart of where everything lay, and they noticed, in one direction of the sky, that the galaxies simply stopped. There was a region where their careful map came up empty, again and again, a great hole in the data where there should have been light. At first they thought perhaps they had missed something, or that their instruments had failed. But they looked again, and again, with better tools, and the emptiness held. The hole was real. They had found a piece of the universe with almost nothing in it, far larger than anyone had thought such an empty place could be. And one of them said a thing about it afterward that has stayed with people ever since, a quiet remark that captures, better than any number, just how empty the great nothing truly is. He said that if our own galaxy, the Milky Way, had happened to form in the very center of the Boötes void, we would not have known there were any other galaxies at all until well into the 20th century. Think of what that means. From a world like ours, adrift at the heart of that emptiness, you could look up on the darkest, clearest night, with the sharpest eyes, and see the stars of your own galaxy wheeling overhead, but beyond them, nothing. No smudge of Andromeda. No faint companion galaxies. No band of neighbors. Only your own island of stars, and then the dark, unbroken, all the way out, in every direction, further than any telescope of the age could reach. You would have believed, for a very long time, that your galaxy was the whole of creation, floating alone in an infinite and empty night. There is something almost unbearably lonely in that thought, and yet, tonight, let us turn it gently, and find the peace in it instead. For a world at the center of the void would know a stillness that we, here in our crowded corner, can barely imagine. No jostling neighbors. No streaming currents of galaxies. No great tides of gravity pulling this way and that. Only one quiet galaxy, turning slowly, alone, in the largest and most peaceful room there is, with nothing near enough to ever disturb it. It would be the most solitary place a mind could be, and also, perhaps, the most serene. Drift toward the heart of that emptiness now, and imagine that deep, unbroken solitude not as something to fear, but as the deepest quiet you have ever known, a quiet with no edges, a stillness with no end. Let us drift, slowly, out into the middle of the great nothing, and simply be here for a while, in the deepest emptiness the universe has to offer. Feel how the dark opens around you in every direction, without limit, without landmark, without a single thing to catch the eye or trouble the mind. Behind you, the last galaxies of the void's edge have long since faded from sight. Ahead, and above, and below, and to every side, there is only the soft, boundless, velvet dark, going on and on, further than light has traveled since the stars first lit. You are drifting in the middle of the largest nothing there is, and it is not frightening at all. It is the most restful place imaginable. There is simply nowhere else to be, and nothing else to do, and no one, anywhere, near enough to ask a single thing of you. And the silence here is total. Out in the void, there is no sound, and there could never be, for sound needs air, or water, or some substance to carry it, and here there is almost nothing at all, not even the thin scattered gas that drifts between the stars of a galaxy. It is quieter here than any silence you have ever known on Earth, where even in the stillest room there is the whisper of your own breath, the faint hum of the blood in your ears, the small sounds of a house at night. Here there is none of that. Here there is a silence so deep and so pure that it has never once, in all the billions of years of the void's existence, been broken by any sound at all. Let that great silence reach you now. Let it settle over your mind like still, deep water closing over a sinking stone, softening every thought, quieting every small noise within you, until you too are as silent, and as still, and as much at peace as the great empty dark itself. And the stillness matches the silence. In the crowded parts of the universe, things are always happening, galaxies colliding, stars being born and dying, great currents of gas streaming and swirling. But here, in the heart of the void, almost nothing ever happens, and almost nothing ever changes. The few lonely galaxies that drift through this emptiness turn so slowly, and lie so far apart, that in 100 million years the scene would look very nearly the same as it does now. Nothing rushes here. Nothing is urgent. Nothing is even in a hurry to be different. The void simply is, and goes on being, vast and dark and unchanged, across spans of time so long they make a human life, a human worry, a human day, seem smaller than a single breath. Let that slowness soothe you. Let the great unhurried stillness of the void slow your own thoughts, and your own breath, and your own heart, until you are drifting at the same gentle, endless, changeless pace as the emptiness itself. And as you drift here, in the great changeless calm, let your body begin to soften and settle, part by part, into that same deep stillness. There is no hurry. Simply let your attention drift, slowly, through yourself, the way it drifts through the void, gently, without effort, resting a moment on each part of you and letting it grow still. Let your face soften first, the small muscles around your eyes, your brow, your jaw, all letting go, growing smooth and calm and empty. Let your shoulders soften, and drop, and sink. Let your arms grow heavy, resting where they lie. Let your chest and your belly rise and fall, slow and soft, all on their own. Let your back settle into the bed. Let your legs grow long and heavy and warm. There is nothing to hold now. There is nothing to brace. Out here, in the weightless calm of the emptiness, your body can let go of all of it, and simply drift, soft and still and heavy, held gently by the great dark, at the same slow, changeless peace as the void itself. And feel, as your body stills, how the stillness within you and the stillness without become the same stillness, how the quiet of the void and the quiet of your own settling body flow together into one deep calm. There is no boundary here, no edge between you and the emptiness. The peace out there in the great dark and the peace here in your own resting body are one peace, one silence, one vast gentle stillness, holding you and filling you at once. Let them merge completely. Let yourself dissolve, softly, into the calm, no longer quite a separate thing drifting through the emptiness, but part of it now, one small quiet region of the great stillness, resting where you have always, secretly, belonged. There is such peace in that. There is such deep and gentle peace in ceasing, for a while, to be separate from the calm, and simply becoming it, and resting as it rests, endless and quiet and still. Now let us find one of them, one of those few, lonely galaxies that drift through the great voids, and drift close to it for a while, for they are among the most quietly moving things in all the cosmos. Picture a single galaxy, an ordinary spiral much like our own, turning slowly in the middle of an enormous emptiness. In our crowded neighborhood, a galaxy is never truly alone. It always has companions, near enough to see, near enough to feel, near enough to one day meet. But a galaxy in the deep of a void has none. Its nearest neighbor is not 100,000 light-years away, as ours are, but tens of millions, so far that, from within the lonely galaxy, that neighbor would be only the faintest smudge of light, if it could be seen at all. For all practical purposes, such a galaxy is alone. It has drifted alone for billions of years, and it will drift alone for billions more, turning quietly in the dark, making its stars, living its long slow life, with no one near. Astronomers have found galaxies like this, and there is one they have sometimes called the loneliest galaxy, a quiet spiral adrift in a great void, so isolated that for most of the history of the universe, no other galaxy has ever come near it. It has never collided with a neighbor, never been pulled or torn or disturbed, never known the great violent dramas that shape the galaxies of the crowded regions. It has simply turned, alone, in perfect peace, since almost the beginning of time. And you might think that a lonely thing. But drift beside it now, in the great quiet dark, and feel instead how deeply, how completely at rest it is. It has never been troubled. It has never been disturbed. It has spent the whole long age of the universe in unbroken stillness, turning gently in the dark, asking nothing, needing nothing, alone and entirely at peace. There are worse ways to spend an eternity. There are worse things, by far, than to be left quietly alone, in the dark, to rest. And think of the few that drift within the great nothing itself, that scattering of perhaps 60 galaxies, spread across 330 million light-years of dark. Picture them, each one turning quietly in its own small pool of the emptiness, so far from all the others that if you stood within one and looked toward the nearest, you would see, at most, the faintest speck of light, almost lost in the black. Each of them is, in every way that matters, alone, its own small world of stars, drifting through the vast dark, with no near neighbor, no crowd, no company but the deep silence. And yet they are not sad, these lonely galaxies. They are simply quiet. They turn and make their stars, and drift, across the long ages, in a peace so deep and so unbroken that nothing in all the crowded universe can rival it. They are the most solitary large things in all creation, and also, perhaps, the most serene, 60 quiet lights, scattered through the greatest emptiness there is, each one keeping its own gentle vigil in the dark, each one at rest. Drift among them softly now, from one to the next, across the vast calm dark, and let their deep quiet solitude be a comfort and not a sorrow, proof that a thing can be utterly alone, and utterly at peace, both at once, for as long as the stars endure. For there is a difference, and tonight you can feel it, between being lonely and being alone. Loneliness is an ache, a wanting, a reaching for something that is not there. But to be simply alone, quietly, gently, without wanting, is another thing entirely. It is to be at rest in your own company, needing nothing, reaching for nothing, complete in yourself in the soft dark. The galaxies of the void are not lonely, they do not reach, they do not want, they simply are, alone and whole and at peace. And you can be that way tonight. You can let go of every reaching and every wanting, and simply be here, alone in the gentle dark, whole and quiet and complete, needing nothing and no one, at rest in your own soft company, as peaceful as a galaxy drifting alone through the great nothing. And imagine, for a moment, the night sky from a world within such a galaxy, from a single quiet planet, turning around a single quiet star, somewhere in the arms of a galaxy adrift in the deep of a void. Look up from that world, and the sky would be much like ours in one way. The stars of the home galaxy would still be there, scattered overhead, wheeling slowly through the night. But look past them, into the deep sky beyond, and where our own night holds the faint glow of neighboring galaxies, theirs would hold nothing, only the pure, unbroken, absolute dark, deeper than any darkness we can see from Earth, a black so complete and so total that it would seem less like a sky than like the edge of everything. And under that deep black sky, all would be still, and all would be silent, and a creature standing on that world, looking up, might feel not fear, but the most profound and perfect peace, the peace of being utterly, gently, completely alone with the dark. Drift under that black and silent sky now, and let it be your own, and let its perfect emptiness carry you further down toward sleep. And you might wonder, drifting here in the great dark, how such enormous emptiness ever came to be, how the universe came to be built of vast hollow rooms with all its light pushed to the thin bright edges. And the answer is one of the gentlest and most beautiful stories the cosmos has to tell. In the very beginning, not long after the universe began, everything was very nearly smooth, a warm, even mist of matter, spread almost perfectly evenly through all of space. But not quite perfectly. Here and there, by the tiniest of margins, the mist was a little thicker, and here and there, by the tiniest of margins, it was a little thinner. These were the faintest of ripples, differences so small you would never have noticed them, a fraction of a fraction denser in one place, a fraction emptier in another. And from those whisper-faint beginnings, across billions of years, the whole great pattern of the cosmic web slowly grew. For gravity is patient, and gravity is relentless, and gravity always pulls the same way, matter toward matter. In the places where the mist was a little thicker, gravity pulled a little harder, and gathered a little more, and grew a little thicker still, and the thicker it grew, the harder it pulled, drawing in matter from all around. And in the places where the mist was a little thinner, the opposite happened, matter was slowly, gently drawn away, out toward the thickening regions, leaving those thin places thinner, and emptier still. Across the long slow ages, the dense places became the glowing threads and knots of the cosmic web, gathering galaxies by the thousand, and the thin places, drained of their matter, opened wider and wider into the great voids. The emptiness did not come from nothing. It was made, slowly and gently, as the matter drifted quietly away, out of the hollows and onto the shining shores, leaving the deep calm dark behind. So the voids are not wounds in the universe, not holes torn in something that should be whole. They are simply the places the matter drifted away from, the quiet valleys of the cosmos, the low and gentle ground between the bright ranges of the web. And like valleys, they were carved slowly, patiently, over unimaginable spans of time, by forces so soft and so gradual that no single moment of the making could ever have been seen. The universe emptied these great rooms the way a slow tide empties a wide flat shore, without haste, without violence, simply by the patient drawing away of everything, grain by grain, across the ages, until the vast calm space was left, dark and open and still. There is a deep peace in knowing that. The emptiness was not a catastrophe. It was a settling. It was the universe finding its shape, slowly, and letting the quiet places be quiet. And here is something to hold gently, drifting in the dark. We are not so very far from such a place ourselves. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, sits near the edge of the cosmic web, at the border of one of these great emptinesses. They call it the local void, and it lies right beside our own small neighborhood of galaxies, a vast, dark, nearly empty region beginning just past the edge of our local group, and stretching away for well over 100 million light-years. It is not as large as the great nothing in Boötes, but it is enormous all the same, and it is close, a great calm sea of emptiness lying just off the shore of our own little island of galaxies. In fact, our galaxy seems to be drifting slowly away from it, gently pushed, as though the great emptiness were quietly, patiently urging us outward, out toward the brighter, fuller regions beyond. We live, you and I, at the very edge of one of the great quiet places of the cosmos. The emptiness is not only far away, in the direction of Boötes. It is our near neighbor. It begins just beyond our door. And beyond the ordinary voids, there are greater emptinesses still, the supervoids, the very largest hollows we have found, so immense that even the great Boötes void would be lost inside them. There is one, in the direction of the constellation Eridanus, that may stretch across 1 billion light-years or more, a region where the galaxies thin out across a span so vast that light would need most of the age of the universe to cross it. Some have wondered whether this great supervoid might even explain a curious cold patch we see in the oldest light of the cosmos, a place where the ancient afterglow of the Big Bang is very slightly cooler than everywhere else, as though the light had lost a little of its warmth passing through so much emptiness on its long way to us. Whether or not that is the answer, the supervoids are real, and they are the grandest empty spaces of all, the great open plains of the universe, so vast and so calm that all the busy, glittering structure of the cosmic web seems, beside them, like a thin bright lace thrown over an ocean of dark. Let us drift, for a while, into the very deepest part of such a supervoid, and rest there, at the still center of the largest emptiness we know. Here, the nearest galaxy is so far away that its light, setting out toward you, would travel for tens of millions of years and still have most of its journey ahead. Here, you are further from anything at all than you could ever be anywhere else in creation. And here, the distance is not a loneliness but a blessing, for it means there is nothing near enough to trouble you, nothing near enough to demand of you, nothing near enough to so much as brush against the perfect stillness of this place. You are at the calm heart of the largest quiet there is, and it wraps around you in every direction, soft and dark and endless, and there is nothing you must do here but rest. Let yourself sink into that. Let the vastness of the emptiness become the vastness of your own peace. There is room here for every worry to unclench, every held breath to release, every tired thought to grow still and drift away into the dark. And here, at the still heart of the supervoid, you may do the thing that all day you were never allowed to do, nothing at all. Nothing whatsoever. There is no task here, and no next thing, and no one waiting, and nothing that must be done. You do not have to think. You do not have to plan. You do not have to be anyone, or accomplish anything, or become anything, or hold anything together. you have drifted to the one place in all the universe where absolutely nothing is required of you, where the whole vast emptiness simply lets you be, and asks nothing back, and would not have you do a single thing but rest. Feel what a relief that is. Feel how rarely, in a whole crowded life, you are ever truly given permission to do nothing at all. The void gives it to you now, freely, completely, for as long as you like. Set everything down. Do nothing. Be nothing but a small quiet warmth drifting in the great calm dark, and let that be more than enough. And the emptiness has all the time in the world to let you rest in it. It has waited billions of years already, patient and unhurried, and it will wait billions more, and it is in no hurry at all for you to be finished, or to move on, or to become anything other than exactly what you are, a tired soul, at the end of a long day, drifting into the deep quiet, letting go. Take all the time you need. There is no end to the time here. The void does not count the hours, it holds no clock, it simply rests, endlessly, in its great calm dark, and you may rest within it just as endlessly, sinking deeper and deeper into the stillness, with no bottom to reach and no hurry to arrive, all through the long soft night. Let us try, gently, to hold the scale of this emptiness one more time, not to strain the mind, but to soothe it, the way a vast and simple thing can soothe. Imagine you could shrink the whole cosmos down, until our entire galaxy, all 400 billion of its stars, was no larger than a single grain of sand. Even then, even with the Milky Way shrunk to a speck you could barely see, one of the great voids would still be a vast dark room, wider than a house, wider than a field, with only a few grains of sand scattered across all that emptiness. That is how much dark there is between the galaxies. That is how thinly the light is spread. The emptiness is not a gap between things, it is the great ground of everything, so vast that the galaxies within it are less than dust motes drifting in a cathedral, less than grains of sand scattered across a continent of dark. And you, drifting in the middle of it tonight, are held in an emptiness so gentle and so boundless that every worry you have ever carried would be lost in it like a single grain of sand in all the deserts of the earth, too small to find, too small to matter, dissolved entirely into the great calm dark. Let that vastness be a comfort, and not a fear. For in a space so enormous, so quiet, so gently empty, nothing small can trouble you. Every trouble is small, against the void. Every worry, every ache, every unfinished thing of the day, is smaller than the smallest speck against that boundless dark, and out here, drifting in the great emptiness, they simply cannot reach you, and simply do not matter, and simply drift away, like faint motes lost in an endless night. There is too much peace here for any trouble to survive it. There is too much quiet, too much room, too much soft and boundless dark. Let your troubles be lost in it now. Let them drift away into the vast emptiness, growing smaller and fainter and further, until they are gone, dissolved into the great calm, and there is only you, and the deep peace, and the soft dark holding you. This is the deepest quiet the universe has to offer, and you are resting in the heart of it. There is no busier place calling you back. There is no crowding, no urgency, no noise. There is only the great gentle emptiness, and its endless soft dark, and its unbroken silence, and its deep and perfect peace, all of it around you, all of it holding you, all of it asking nothing but that you rest. Let yourself rest, then, as completely as the void rests. Let yourself be as still as the great dark is still. Let yourself be as quiet, and as empty, and as much at peace as the loneliest, gentlest, most perfectly restful place in all of creation. And there is one more thing to know about the great voids, and it is the gentlest thing of all, that they're growing. The universe is expanding, all of space is slowly stretching, carrying the galaxies apart from one another, and this stretching is quietly, patiently emptying the voids further with every passing age. The great hollows grow larger. The lonely galaxies within them drift further apart. And a mysterious something the astronomers call dark energy, a faint, gentle pressure woven into space itself, is causing this stretching to speed up, so that the voids will grow not only larger but ever faster, opening wider and wider across the ages to come. The emptiness is not finished. It is still deepening, still widening, still settling into an ever greater and gentler calm. Far into the future, the voids will be emptier than they are even now, and the galaxies within them lonelier, and the great dark rooms of the cosmos vaster and stiller than anything we can yet imagine. And you need not find that a sad thing, drifting here in the warm dark. The universe is growing quieter. It is growing emptier, and calmer, and more still, slowly settling, across spans of time beyond all thought, toward a deep and final peace. It began in fire and crowding and fury, and it is drifting, ever so gently, toward silence, and spaciousness, and rest, toward a state very like the one you are drifting toward yourself, right now, at the end of this long day. The whole cosmos is doing what you are doing. It is letting go of its crowding and its noise. It is opening into emptiness. It is growing still. And you may let yourself be carried along on that same great slow current, out of the fullness of the day and into the emptiness of the night, out of the noise and into the silence, out of the holding on and into the letting go, down toward the deep still peace that is waiting for you, as it is waiting, in the end, for everything. Let us drift on now, deeper still, into the very heart of the emptiness, and simply float there together for a while, with nothing to see and nothing to do and nowhere to be. Feel yourself suspended in the great dark, weightless, unhurried, held gently by nothing at all. There is no up here and no down. There is no near and no far. There is no landmark to steer by, no horizon to measure against, no wall to press upon, only the open dark, extending softly in every direction, the same in all directions, boundless and even and calm. And there is a deep freedom in that, if you let yourself feel it, to be somewhere with no edges, no corners, no boundaries at all, to float in a space so open and so empty that there is simply nothing left to bump against, nothing left to be careful of, nothing left to hold yourself apart from. You can let go completely here. There is nothing to hold on to, and nothing you need to hold on to, and nothing but soft, endless, gentle dark in every direction, forever. And though the void is nearly empty, it is not entirely without light, for even here, in the deepest dark, there is one faint and ancient glow that fills all of space, and it is the oldest light there is. It comes from every direction at once, impossibly dim, impossibly soft, the last faded warmth of the fire the universe was born in, stretched and cooled across nearly 14 billion years until it is now only the faintest whisper of a glow, far too dim for any eye to see, a warmth you would feel rather than behold. It is the same in the crowded regions, and here in the deepest void, it fills everything, gently, evenly, a soft last breath of the universe is beginning, pulled quietly in all the empty places. So even here, adrift in the greatest nothing there is, you are not truly in the dark alone. You are wrapped in the oldest, softest, most ancient light in all creation, a light older than every star, older than every galaxy, older than the emptiness itself, glowing so faintly and so gently all around you that it is less like light than light being held. Let it hold you now. Let that soft ancient warmth, filling all the empty dark, wrap around you like the gentlest blanket there has ever been, and let yourself rest in it, and drift. Out here, in the great stillness, time itself seems to soften and slow. When there is nothing to mark it, no sunrise, no sunset, no clock, no change, no motion of anything against anything else, time loosens its grip, and the sharp urgent ticking of it fades away into something vast and slow and gentle. In the void, a million years and a moment are much the same, nothing changes, so nothing measures the passing, and the great dark simply rests in an endless, patient now. And you can rest in that same slow time tonight. You can let go of the hurry, the counting, the sense that the hours are slipping by and something must be done with them. Here, in the emptiness, there is no hurry, because there is nothing that must happen, and nowhere the time is going. There is only this one soft, open, endless moment, holding you gently, in no rush at all to become the next. Let the clock in your mind grow quiet. Let the hours stop their counting. Let there be only this, the dark, the stillness, the slow breath, and all the time in the world, which is to say, no time at all. And if a thought should drift across your mind, out here in the great quiet, a worry, a memory, a fragment of the day, do not chase it, and do not push it away. Let it be like one of the lonely galaxies of the void, a small, faint, distant thing, drifting slowly through the dark, far away, no concern of yours. Watch it, if you like, as it drifts past, small and dim and silent, off in the emptiness, harming nothing, changing nothing, and then let it continue on its way, further and further into the dark, growing smaller, and dimmer, and more distant, until it fades from sight entirely and is gone, and the great calm emptiness closes softly over the place where it had been. You do not have to follow it. You do not have to hold it, or answer it, or do anything with it at all. Let each thought be a far galaxy, drifting through the void of your quiet mind, and let it drift on past, and away, and gone, until there is only the clear, open, empty dark, and you resting softly in the middle of it. For this is the gift the emptiness offers, if you will take it, that your mind can become like the void, open, and spacious, and calm, with nothing crowded into it, nothing pressing, nothing near. All day, your mind is a crowded place, full to its edges with the busy glittering web of things, tasks and worries and voices and plans, all jostling and streaming and pulling at one another. But it does not have to stay that way tonight. You can let all that crowding drift slowly toward the edges, and out, the way the matter drifted out of the voids, until the great middle of your mind is open and empty and still. You can let your thoughts grow as few and as far apart as the galaxies of the great nothing, a single quiet thought, drifting alone, and then a long soft stretch of dark before the next, and then nothing at all, only the calm open emptiness, and the slow tide of your breath. Let your mind be a void tonight. Let it be spacious. Let it be empty. Let it be at peace. There is nothing wrong with emptiness. We are taught, so often, to fear it, to fill every silence, to crowd every hour, to fret at any space that opens in our days. But the universe knows better. The universe is mostly emptiness, and the emptiness is where the peace is. The crowded, blazing, busy places are beautiful, but they are also where the collisions happen, where the tearing and the burning and the great violence of the cosmos plays out. It is in the empty places that there is stillness. It is in the empty places that there is rest. And so it is with a mind, and with a life. The full hours have their beauty, but it is in the empty ones, the quiet, the still, the unhurried, the open, that we finally rest, and heal, and are restored. Tonight, you are allowed to be empty. Tonight, you are allowed to let the crowding go, and to sink into the spacious dark, and to ask nothing of yourself but stillness. It is not a lack. It is not a loss. It is the deepest and most healing fullness there is, the fullness of rest. So drift on, into the deep of the emptiness, and let it teach you how to rest. Feel how it asks nothing. Feel how it holds you without gripping, how it surrounds you without crowding, how it is simply, endlessly there, calm and dark and open, wanting nothing from you at all. There is no one here to please. There is nothing here to fix. There is no task, no expectation, no next thing waiting just beyond the dark. There is only the void, and its perfect gentle stillness, and you, floating in the middle of it, growing quieter, and heavier, and more deeply at rest with every slow breath. Let the great emptiness be your teacher tonight, and let its one soft lesson sink all the way down into you, that you may simply be, and rest, and drift, and need to be nothing more. And notice, drifting here, how the emptiness asks nothing of you and gives everything. All day, the world is a place of exchange, of things wanted and things owed, of what you must give and what you must earn, of being useful, being needed, being counted upon. But the void wants nothing from you. It does not need you to be useful. It does not ask you to earn your place in it. It simply opens, and receives you, and holds you, freely, the way the dark receives a drifting mote, asking nothing, expecting nothing, letting you be exactly as small and as quiet and as still as you are. There is a deep healing in being somewhere that wants nothing from you, in resting, for a while, entirely outside the great exchange, owing nothing, owed nothing, simply held for free in the boundless gentle dark. Let yourself receive that gift tonight. Let yourself be held for no reason, wanted for nothing, kept safe and quiet in the great emptiness simply because it is in the nature of the dark to hold whatever drifts into it, gently, and let it rest. And feel how the great calm of the void begins, now, to feel less like a place you have traveled to and more like a place you are remembering, as though this deep quiet was something you had always known, somewhere far down, and were only now returning to. Perhaps you were. For every atom in you was forged in the hearts of ancient stars, and drifted, once, through the great dark spaces between the galaxies, long before it ever gathered into a world, or a body, or a self. The emptiness is not a stranger to you. You are made of things that have drifted through it. You are, in the deepest way, a small gathered piece of the great quiet dark, come briefly together into a warm and breathing shape, resting now, for a while, before drifting on. So let the emptiness feel like home tonight, because in the oldest sense it is, the deep dark quiet from which you came, and which you carry, still, in every silent atom of yourself. Rest in it the way you would rest in a home you had almost forgotten, and let it hold you, and let yourself be still. Let us drift, for a while, into the deep future of the emptiness, for the voids have a long story still ahead of them, and it is a quiet and a gentle one. Far, far from now, not thousands of years, not millions, but many billions, spans of time so long that our whole history so far is only the first faint word of it, the great expansion of the universe will have carried the galaxies so far apart that the emptiness will have swallowed nearly everything. The gentle pressure of dark energy, patient and unhurried, will have stretched all of space so wide that the distant galaxies, one by one, will drift beyond the reach of sight, carried away faster than their light can cross the widening gulf, until they slip over the far horizon of the visible and are gone. And the great void will have grown so vast, and the galaxies within them so hopelessly far apart, that each little island of stars will find itself alone in an emptiness with no visible edge and no visible neighbor, alone in the way a galaxy at the center of the Boötes void is alone, only more so, and forever. In that far future, a galaxy will be able to look out into the deep sky and see nothing at all beyond its own stars, no other galaxies, no distant light, no sign that anything else exists anywhere in all of creation. The universe will have become, for each of them, a single quiet island of stars floating in an infinite and perfect dark. And you might think that the loneliest fate imaginable. But drift out into that far, quiet future now, and feel it another way. For those galaxies will not be frightened, and they will not be sad. They will simply turn, slowly, in the great calm dark, each one a small warm island of light in an endless peaceful night, undisturbed, untroubled, utterly at rest. The universe will have finished all its crowding and its colliding and its blazing, and settled at last into a vast and gentle stillness, an endless quiet night with a scattering of soft warm lights drifting through it, each one alone, and each one at peace. It is not a cold ending. It is the universe, at very long last, going quietly to sleep. And is that not what you are doing now? Drawing slowly apart from the crowded busy day, drifting into your own great emptiness, letting the distant clamoring things slip one by one over the horizon of your fading attention, until there is only you, a small warm island of a self, floating quietly in the soft dark of the coming night. You are doing, in miniature and in a single evening, what the whole universe is doing across the ages, letting the fullness go, and opening into the emptiness, and settling toward rest. There is nothing wrong in it, and nothing to fear in it. It is the most natural thing there is. It is what everything, everywhere, is slowly and gently doing, drifting apart, growing quiet, opening into the dark, and coming, at the last, to rest. And if the word alone still carries a small ache for you, drifting here in the emptiness, then let us turn it over gently, one more time, and set the ache down. For to be alone is not the same as to be abandoned, and solitude is not the same as loss. The lonely galaxy in the void is not suffering, it is simply at rest, in a peace so deep and so unbroken that nothing in the crowded regions ever knows its like. And there is a kind of solitude that is not a wound but a homecoming, the solitude of a quiet room at the end of the day, of a long slow breath taken entirely for yourself, of the soft dark that closes around you as you drift toward sleep. That solitude is not empty of comfort. It is full of it. It is the deep, private, restful aloneness in which, finally, nothing is asked of you, and you belong entirely to yourself, and you may lay every burden down. Let the emptiness give you that tonight. Let it be not a loneliness but a solitude, a vast, gentle, healing solitude, in which you are perfectly and peacefully alone with the dark, and perfectly at rest. And yet, even as you rest in that great solitude, know this too, and let it warm you, that you are not truly, finally alone, and never have been. The same soft ancient light that fills the deepest void fills the room where you are lying now. The same slow universe that carries the lonely galaxies through the dark is carrying you, gently, through the night. The earth holds you, warm and solid beneath you. The air moves quietly in and out of you, all on its own, keeping you, as it has every moment of your life. And far away, under the same sky, countless others are lying just as you are, in the dark, drifting toward sleep, each one alone in their own quiet room, and all of them together in that, a whole world of solitary souls, breathing softly in the night, each one a small warm island of light in the dark, and none of them, in the end, truly alone. You are part of that. You are one small warm light among countless others, resting in the great gentle dark. And that is enough. That is more than enough. Let it hold you, and let yourself be held. And there are so many of these great quiet places, scattered all through the cosmos, that we could drift among them all night and never come to the end of them. There is the giant void, far off in the direction of the northern sky, one of the largest ever found, a hollow so enormous it staggers even the astronomers who measure it. There is the great emptiness in the direction of Eridanus, the supervoid we drifted through a moment ago. There is our own local void, close beside us, gently pushing us outward. And there are thousands more, uncounted and unnamed, laced all through the cosmic web, from the small quiet hollows to the vast supervoids, each one a great dark room of stillness, each one holding its own deep silence, each one at peace. The universe is riddled with these calm dark spaces, honeycombed with emptiness, more hollow than solid, more silence than sound, more dark than light. When you look up at the night sky and see it strewn with stars, remember that the far greater part of what lies beyond them is this, the quiet, the empty, the still. The cosmos is, above all else, a vast and gentle darkness, with the light scattered thinly through it like a little salt across a great dark sea. And that darkness is not the enemy of anything. We learn, somewhere along the way, to be a little afraid of the dark, but the dark is where rest lives, and always has been. The dark is what the earth turns into every evening so that its weary things may sleep. The dark is what closes softly over your eyes when you let them rest. The dark of the void is the same dark, only deeper and purer and more complete, a darkness so total and so gentle that it has never once been broken, a darkness that asks nothing and threatens nothing and simply holds, and holds, and holds. Let the darkness of the void be a friend to you tonight. Let it be the same kind darkness that has gathered you into sleep every night of your life, only vaster, and softer, and more perfectly at peace. There is nothing in the dark to fear. There is only rest in the dark. There is only the deep, quiet, healing dark, going on forever, holding you gently as you sink. And this great darkness is old, older than anything, older than the stars themselves. Long before there was any light in the universe at all, there was the dark, and after the last star has burned away, far into the endless future, there will be the dark again, patient and gentle and calm, holding everything softly as it always has. The dark is the oldest and most faithful thing there is. It was here first, and it will be here last, and all the light there ever was is only a brief, bright visitor passing through it. When the first people looked up from the earth, long ago, they saw the same thing you can see tonight if you go out under a clear sky, a scattering of stars, and between them, everywhere, the deep old dark, the vast quiet emptiness reaching out past every point of light. They did not know, then, how much of it there was. They did not know the stars were suns, or that the dark between them opened into voids the size of small universes. But they felt it, surely, as you can feel it now, the great calm presence of the dark, the deep old quiet behind the stars, patient and boundless and strangely peaceful. That same dark is holding you tonight. That same ancient quiet, that has watched over every sleeping thing since the beginning of the world, is watching over you now, soft and vast and kind. So do not be afraid of the emptiness, or the darkness, or the great silence of the deep. They are the oldest friends you have. They held you before you were born, in the warm dark quiet where every life begins, and they will hold you gently every night of your life, and they are holding you now, the dark, the quiet, the vast soft emptiness, gathering you in, asking nothing, wanting nothing, only letting you rest. Let yourself be held by them. Let yourself sink into them, trusting and easy and unafraid. There is nowhere safer than the deep old dark. There is no gentler place to rest than the great quiet emptiness. And it is all around you now, soft and boundless and kind, carrying you down towards sleep. And it is cool here, in the void, but not harshly so, a deep, still, even coolness, like the coolness of a quiet room in the small hours of the night, the coolness that makes you draw the blankets a little closer and sink a little deeper into the warmth of your own bed. The void is cold with the gentlest cold there is, the cold of perfect rest, the cold of a universe that has grown old and quiet and calm. And you, drifting through it, are wrapped in your own warmth, held in the soft heat of your own resting body and your own soft bed, cradled in warmth in the middle of all that gentle cool dark, the way a small living thing sleeps warm and safe through the cold still night. Feel that now, the soft warmth of yourself, held safe in the middle of the great cool quiet, the blankets close, the bed warm, the dark gentle all around. There is no more comfortable feeling than that, to be warm and safe and held in the middle of the vast cool peaceful dark. Let your breath grow slower still, and let each one carry you deeper into the emptiness and deeper toward sleep. Breathe in slowly, to a gentle count, in, 2, 3, 4, drawing the deep calm of the void softly into you. And hold it, just for a moment, in the stillness. And let it go, even more slowly, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, releasing, with it, a little more of everything you no longer need to hold. And again, in, slowly, filling with quiet. And out, slowly, emptying into the dark. With each breath in, you gather the stillness of the void. With each breath out, you drift a little further into it. And the counting itself grows soft and far away, and the breath grows slow and small and easy, and there is less and less of you left awake to do the counting, until the breath is simply breathing itself, gently, on its own, and you are floating free in the great dark, sinking, softly, down. Let us rest here a while longer, though, before we turn for home, because there is no hurry, and the emptiness is in no hurry either. Consider, gently, just how empty this place truly is. Here on Earth, even the air you are breathing is thick with matter, countless tiny particles in every breath, crowding and jostling in their uncountable billions. Even the emptiest vacuum we can make in a laboratory still holds far more than the void does. Out here, in the deep of the cosmic void, space is so empty that you might drift through a whole room the size of the Earth and find only a scattering of lonely atoms, a mere handful of particles adrift in all that enormous dark. It is nearer to perfect emptiness than anything you have ever known, nearer than any silence, any stillness, any solitude you could ever find below. And there is a strange, clean peace in that near-perfect emptiness, a sense of everything unnecessary having been swept softly away, leaving only the pure, calm, open dark. Let yourself feel that cleanness now. Let every unnecessary thing be swept gently from you too, every clutter and crowding of the mind drifting away into the dark, until you are as clear, and as clean, and as open as the empty space itself. And feel, as you drift here, how completely safe you are. This is the emptiest, most distant, most solitary place in all of creation, and there is nothing in it that could ever harm you. There is nothing here to fall from, for there is no ground and no height. There is nothing here to collide with, for there is nothing here at all. No storm can reach you in the void, for there is no air to carry one. No danger can find you, for danger needs something to travel through, and here there is only the gentle, harmless, empty dark. You could not be safer anywhere. The loneliest place in the universe is also the most perfectly peaceful, the most perfectly harmless, the most perfectly safe, a place where nothing has ever happened, and nothing ever will, and nothing could ever reach you to trouble your deep and gentle rest. Let that safety sink all the way into you. Let every last part of you that is still braced, still guarding, still holding itself ready, understand that here there is nothing to guard against, and let it finally, completely, let go. And let your breath grow slow and deep as you drift, matching itself, all on its own, to the great slow calm of the void. Breathe in, softly, and imagine drawing the cool clean emptiness gently into you, a slow tide of quiet filling your chest. And breathe out, and let a little more of the day flow out with it, out into the dark, carried away and gone. Breathe in the stillness. Breathe out the noise. Breathe in the spaciousness. Breathe out the crowding. And with every slow breath, feel yourself grow a little quieter, a little emptier, a little more at peace, sinking a little deeper into the soft dark, drifting a little further from the shore of waking, a little nearer to the deep still sea of sleep. There is nothing to do but this. There is nowhere to be but here. There is only the breath, slow and soft and easy, and the great calm emptiness, holding you, and carrying you gently down. Let the great void be like a deep, dark, still sea tonight, and let yourself float upon it. You know the feeling of floating in calm water, the weightlessness, the gentle holding, the way the body loosens and lets go when it no longer has to hold itself up. The void will hold you like that, only more gently still, more completely, more kindly. Lie back upon the great dark sea of the emptiness, and let it bear your weight entirely. Let your arms grow loose, and your legs grow heavy, and your whole body soften and spread and settle, held perfectly by the calm dark beneath you. There is no effort here. There is no striving here. There is only the floating, and the gentle rocking of your own slow breath, like the softest of swells passing beneath you, lifting and lowering you, so gently, so slowly, on the great still sea of the dark. Drift upon it. Let it carry you. Let it rock you softly towards sleep. And how far you have come tonight, drifting out here in the deep. You have traveled further than any traveler has ever gone, out past the last bright galaxies, across 330 million light-years of the great nothing, into the heart of the supervoids, to the loneliest, emptiest, most distant place there is. And you did it without a sound, without an effort, without ever once leaving the warm, soft comfort of your own bed. That is the gentlest kind of journeying there is, to travel to the ends of creation while lying perfectly still, to visit the emptiest place in the universe simply by growing quiet, and letting the mind drift, and letting the dark come. And now, having come so far, there is nothing left to do but rest. You have reached the furthest, stillest shore. There is no deeper emptiness to find, no quieter place to reach, no further you could possibly go. You are here, at the very end of all the distances, in the deepest calm there is. And here you may finally set everything down, and be still, and let the long soft dark close gently over you. And though we call them empty, the great voids are not entirely without their own quiet structure, and there is a gentle beauty in that too. Drifting through the deep of a void, you would find, very occasionally, the faintest of threads, thin, dim strands of matter, far fainter than the bright filaments of the cosmic web, drawn like the most delicate cobwebs across the enormous dark. And strung along them, here and there, impossibly far apart, a few small, faint galaxies, the void galaxies, as they are called, the rare quiet dwellers of the emptiness. They are smaller than the galaxies of the crowded regions, and gentler, and often still slowly making their stars, unhurried, in the peace of their great isolation. Untroubled by the jostling and colliding that shapes the galaxies of the busy web, they drift quietly along their faint threads, keeping to themselves, taking their slow time. So even the emptiest places are not quite alone, even the void has its scattered, gentle inhabitants, drifting far apart in the dark, each one at peace. And there is something comforting in that no place, however empty, is entirely without a little quiet company, that even in the deepest solitude of the cosmos, a few soft lights drift along the faint dark threads, keeping the emptiness gentle company, as you keep it company tonight. And between even those faint threads, in the true deep body of the void, there drifts the thinnest imaginable haze, a whisper of gas so sparse that it is nearer to nothing than to something, a few lonely atoms wandering through the enormous dark, so far apart that one might drift for a lifetime and never meet another. This is the most rarefied substance there is, the thinnest thing the universe contains, and it fills the great void with a presence so faint it can barely be called a presence at all. It asks nothing. It does nothing. It simply drifts, atom by lonely atom, through the vast calm dark, in a silence and a stillness beyond anything we can know. And you are drifting with it now, one more quiet thing adrift in the great emptiness, no more troubled and no more hurried than a single atom wandering the deep, free, and weightless, and perfectly at peace, with all the room in the universe simply to be still. Let your breath go soft again here, in the thin quiet dark. Breathe in, slowly, and imagine the vast clean space of the void drawing gently into you, filling you with quiet, filling you with room. And breathe out, slowly, and let yourself grow lighter, and emptier, and more still. There is so much space here. There is so much room. There is nothing crowded, nothing pressing, nothing near, only the soft open dark, extending gently in every direction, and you drifting quietly in the middle of it, breathing slow, sinking soft, letting go. With each breath, a little more of the day drifts out of you and away into the dark. With each breath, you grow a little quieter, a little emptier, a little more deeply at rest. There is nothing to do but breathe, and drift, and let the great gentle emptiness carry you slowly down toward sleep. And think, for a moment, drifting here, of how we ever came to know these places at all, for there is something quietly moving in it. No one has ever been to a void. No ship has ever crossed one, no eye has ever looked upon one from within. We came to know the great emptiness is the way you might come to know the shape of a darkened room by the faint echoes at its edges, patiently, indirectly, by mapping the light around them. For years upon years, astronomers gathered the distances to galaxy after galaxy, faint smudge after faint smudge, building up a great slow chart of where the light of the universe lay. And as the chart grew, the emptiness revealed itself, not as anything they could see, but as the great dark shapes between the things they could, the silent hollows around which all the light was gathered. We found the emptiness by mapping the fullness. We came to know the silence by listening, so carefully, to the edges of the sound. There is a gentleness in that the loneliest places in the universe were found not by going to them, but by patient attention, by careful looking, by the quiet work of people gazing into the dark and slowly understanding what was not there. And once you begin to see the emptiness, you cannot unsee it. The night sky, which seems so full of stars, becomes something else, a thin scattering of light across an ocean of dark, the bright grains of it clinging to the edges of hollows too vast to picture. The universe reveals itself as a thing made mostly of nothing, a great dark sculpture whose true shape is carved not in the light but in the spaces around it. Painters know this secret, and so do sculptors, that the empty space around a thing is as much a part of it as the thing itself, that the silence around a note is what makes it music, that the pause is as much a part of the poem as the words. The cosmos is built the same way. Its emptiness is not the absence of the universe, it is the greater part of the universe, the vast dark ground against which the little light is drawn, the deep silence out of which the rare bright notes are sounded. And tonight, you are resting in that ground. You are drifting in the deep dark silence that is the true body of the cosmos, the great calm nothing that holds all the somethings gently apart, and gives them room, and lets them be. And here is a curious and gentle thing about being in the very heart of a great void, there is almost nothing pulling you anywhere at all. Everywhere else in the universe, gravity is always tugging, the earth pulling you down, the sun holding the earth, the galaxy wheeling everything around its distant heart, the great clusters drawing the galaxies toward them across the dark. Everywhere else, there is a pull, a lean, a direction that down would be if you let go. But at the center of a great void, the pulls all balance and fade to almost nothing. The far walls of the emptiness surround you evenly, on every side, each drawing you toward it with the same faint whisper of a tug, so that all the tugs cancel, and you float, truly and perfectly free, held by nothing, leaning nowhere, drifting weightless in the exact still center of the great dark. There is no down here. There is no falling here. There is only the perfect, balanced, weightless stillness of a place where all the forces of the cosmos have quieted to nothing, and you may simply hang, suspended and serene, in the deep calm dark. Feel that weightlessness now. Feel every last bit of heaviness, every last downward pull, release its hold on you, until you are floating free, held by nothing, needing nothing, perfectly and gently still. And imagine, drifting here, that you are the first and only awareness ever to visit this exact spot in all the vast history of the cosmos. For it may well be true. The great voids are so enormous, and so empty, that most of the space within them has never held a living thing, never been looked upon, never been known. The particular patch of dark where you are drifting now may never, in all the billions of years since the universe began, have been visited by any mind at all, until you, tonight, drifting out here in your imagination, quiet and unafraid, came to rest in it. And there is no fear in that, only a strange soft wonder, to be, for this one quiet moment, the only gentle awareness in an emptiness the size of a small universe, resting in a stillness no one has ever rested in before, keeping the great dark company for a little while before you drift home to sleep. You are a small warm point of quiet attention, alone in the vast calm dark, and the dark does not mind, and you do not mind, and there is peace enough here for 1,000 ages of rest. And perhaps, drifting here in the great calm, you begin to feel how much your own life, like the universe, needs its empty places. We fill our days so full, with doing, with striving, with noise, with the endless bright crowded web of things that must be seen to. And all of it has its place. But a life that is only fullness, only crowding, only the blazing busy web with never a quiet hollow in it, is a life with nowhere to rest. It is the empty spaces that make a life livable, the quiet hour, the slow morning, the long walk with no purpose, the still moment when nothing at all is asked of you. Just as the cosmos needs its voids to hold the galaxies gently apart and give them room to be, so a life needs its emptinesses, its silences, its unfilled and unhurried spaces, to hold all its fullness gently apart and give the soul some room to breathe. Tonight is one of those spaces. This long quiet night, with nothing asked of you and nothing to be done, is an emptiness in the middle of your crowded life, and it is not a lack in it, but the very thing that makes the rest of it bearable. So do not begrudge yourself this emptiness. Sink into it. Let it be as vast and as gentle and as restful as the great voids themselves. You have earned this quiet. You are allowed to rest in it. And let the great spaciousness of the void become the spaciousness of your own mind now, one more time, as you drift. All through the crowded day, the mind is a full and narrow place, packed to its edges, with no room to move and no room to rest. But here, drifting in the emptiness, it can open. It can grow wide. It can become as vast and as calm and as gently empty as the great dark all around you. Let it. Let the walls of your thinking fall softly away, the way the room's walls fell away when we began. Let the crowding drift out toward the edges and away. Let the middle of your mind grow open, and dark, and still, a great calm inner void with nothing in it that must be attended to, nothing that must be held, nothing near. There is so much room in you for peace tonight. There is so much space in you for rest. Let it open. Let it widen. Let it become as boundless and as quiet as the emptiness itself, and let yourself drift, free and weightless, in the deep calm center of it. Let us stay a moment longer in that perfect stillness, floating free at the heart of the emptiness, and let it be the stillest you have been all day. Notice how nothing here is asking for your attention. In the crowded world, there is always something calling, a sound, a light, a task, a thought that must be thought. But here there is nothing calling at all. The emptiness does not call. It does not beckon, or demand, or intrude. It simply is, all around you, vast and quiet and content, letting you be exactly as quiet and as still as it is. And in that great and demanding silence, your own mind can finally grow quiet too. There is nothing here to think about. There is nothing here to solve, or plan, or remember, or fear. There is only the soft dark, and your slow breath, and the deep, gentle, weightless peace of the stillest place there is. Let your thoughts grow few, and slow, and far apart, like the lonely galaxies of the void. Let the spaces between them grow wide, and dark, and calm. And let yourself sink, softly, into those spaces, into the quiet between the thoughts, into the deep still emptiness where sleep is waiting. So let us begin, now, to drift slowly back, not all the way back to the noise and the crowding, but back toward your own small warm place in the cosmos, carrying the great peace of the emptiness with you. Let the deepest void fade softly behind you. Let the supervoids, and the great nothing, and the lonely galaxies, and the far quiet future, all drift gently away into the dark, their work done, their peace given. You do not need to hold them anymore. They have carried you where they were meant to carry you, down, and down, toward the edge of sleep, and now you may let them go, and let yourself sink the rest of the way home, into the warm dark of your own quiet room, on your own small world, in your own soft bed, at the gentle end of your own long day. Come home now, slowly, across the great emptiness, the way the faintest light comes home across the void, in no hurry at all, taking all the time there is. Let the journey home be as slow and as gentle as a long exhale, each stage of it settling you deeper, carrying you further from the vast dark and nearer to your own warm bed. Drift first back toward the frontier of the void, where the very first faint galaxies begin to appear again out of the dark, one here, small and quiet, another there, far off, dim and alone. Drift past them gently, these lonely watchmen at the edge of the emptiness, and feel the dark slowly, softly beginning to fill again with scattered light. Then on, back toward the thin bright thread of the cosmic web from which we set out, where the galaxies gather a little closer, and the dark grows a little warmer, strung once more with soft and distant light. You are coming back in from the deep, slowly, the way a swimmer drifts back toward a warm and lamplit shore, in no hurry, letting the current carry them. Drift now along the great filament, past clusters of galaxies glowing softly in the dark, past the crowded knots of light where thousands of galaxies gather, all of it turning slowly, quietly, in the deep. And find, among all that gentle light, the small familiar cluster that is our own little gathering of galaxies, drifting together at the edge of the great emptiness. Drift home toward it, softly. And there, among them, find the one that is ours, the great slow wheel of the Milky Way, our own galaxy, turning quietly in the dark, 400 billion stars wide, one soft arm of it holding everything you have ever known. Drift down toward it now, gently, coming home. Down toward one of its quiet outer arms, far from the crowded blazing center, a calm and gentle neighborhood of stars, drifting slowly around the great wheel. Down toward one small, ordinary, yellow star among the hundreds of billions, warm and steady and kind. Down toward the little family of worlds that drift around it. And down, at last, toward one small blue and white world, turning slowly in the dark, wrapped in its thin soft air, the only home our kind has ever known, and the warm quiet place where you are lying now. Down through the soft blue air. Down toward the quiet land, dark and resting under the night. Down toward your own town, your own street, your own still room. Down and down, all the way home, into your own soft bed, and your own resting body, and the warm dark behind your own gently closed eyes. You have come all the way back from the emptiest place in the universe, and you are home now, and safe, and held. But bring the stillness with you. Bring the silence with you. Bring the great open spaciousness of the emptiness home, and let it settle over your own small room, and your own resting body, until the deep peace of the loneliest place in the universe is the peace that fills the dark behind your own closed eyes. And now let your body grow heavy, and still, and empty of all its holding, from the crown of your head all the way down to the very tips of your toes. There is nothing left to do tonight but rest. So let each part of you, in turn, let go, and grow quiet and empty itself into the soft dark, the way the great voids emptied themselves across the ages, slowly, gently, without effort, until there was only calm. Let your forehead soften and grow smooth. Let every small thought still holding there loosen and drift away into the dark, like a far and lonely galaxy sliding slowly out of sight. Let your eyes rest heavy and quiet behind their lids, still at last, done with looking, done with the day. Let your jaw unclench, and your teeth part softly, and your tongue grow soft in your mouth. Let all the small tightness in your face melt and spread and settle, until your whole face is calm, and open, and empty, and at peace. Let that soft heaviness flow down now, into your throat, and your neck, and your shoulders, and let your shoulders drop, and widen, and sink down away from your ears, letting go of all the weight they have carried through the day, until they are heavy, and loose, and low, and utterly at rest. Let the heaviness spill down your arms, slow and warm, like something gently emptying, down through your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, all the way to your hands, and your fingers, and the very tips of your fingers, until your arms lie heavy and still and warm beside you, emptied of every last bit of holding. Let your chest grow soft, and let it rise and fall, slowly, all on its own, in no hurry, needing nothing from you at all. Let your back settle and spread and sink into the bed beneath you, every muscle along it loosening and letting go. Let your belly grow soft and warm, rising and falling gently with each slow breath. And feel, with each breath out, a little more of the day's holding empty out of you, and drift away into the dark, and dissolve, until there is nothing left in you that is tight, or braced, or clenched, only soft, warm, open stillness, spreading through you like calm dark water. Let the heaviness flow down into your hips, and let them grow heavy, and loose, and settle. Down into your legs, the long muscles of your thighs softening, your knees letting go, your calves growing heavy and warm. Down through your ankles, and into your feet, and all the way out to the very tips of your toes, until every last part of you, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, is heavy, and warm, and empty, and completely at rest. Your whole body still. Your whole body soft. Your whole body drifting, quiet and emptied, in the great gentle dark. And far above the roof of the room where you are lying, far beyond the thin blue air, the great voids drift on through the endless night, exactly as they always have, vast, and dark, and silent, and still. The great nothing holds its deep quiet. The supervoids open their boundless calm. The lonely galaxies turn, slow and untroubled, in the deep of the emptiness, asking nothing, needing nothing, perfectly at rest. And none of it needs you to watch tonight. You may let all of it drift on without you, and simply rest here, in the warm dark of your own small room, one quiet resting thing among all the quiet resting things of the cosmos. There is nothing you must do now. There is nowhere you must be. You may set down every task, every worry, every plan, and leave them all at the edge of the emptiness, and let them go. They will keep until morning. They do not belong to the night. The night belongs only to rest, to the deep, quiet, emptying rest that the whole universe is drifting toward, and that is drifting up now to meet you, soft and dark and gentle, rising around you like a still tide, ready to carry you off into sleep. And if your mind should wander, let it wander. It does not have to stay here with these words. Let it drift where it likes, out into the soft dark, the way a thought drifts across the void, slow, and quiet, and free. And if it drifts toward a worry, let that worry be a far small galaxy, dim and distant and harmless, drifting slowly away into the emptiness, growing smaller, and fainter, and further, until it is gone, and there is only the open dark, and your slow soft breath, and the deep still peace of the emptiness holding you. Let every part of you that is still holding on, quietly, gently, let go. Let the last small tightness anywhere in your body release and soften and empty into the dark. Let the last small busyness anywhere in your mind grow slow, and quiet, and still. There is nothing to hold on to here, in the great emptiness, and nothing you need to hold on to, because the deep dark is holding you, completely, and it will not let you fall. Let go, and be held. Let go, and drift. Let go, and sink, softly, down. Breathe in, slowly, one more gentle breath, drawing the deep calm of the void into you. And breathe out, and let yourself sink, further, into the warm dark, deeper toward sleep. And let each breath now be slower and softer than the one before, and let the space between the breaths grow long, and easy, and calm, like the great open spaces between the galaxies, nothing hurrying to fill them, nothing rushing to arrive, only the soft dark, and the deep quiet, and all the time there is. Let us drift down together now, slowly, layer by layer, into the deep of the emptiness and the deep of sleep, the way you might sink, softly, through calm dark water, down past the last of the light. Down past the surface, where the small ripples of the day still stir, let them ripple, up there, far above you now, and keep sinking, gently, below them. Down past the middle depths, where the body still holds its last small tensions, feel them loosen and release, and sink below them too. Down, and down, into the deepest, stillest, warmest dark, where there is no thought, and no effort, and no time, only the slow soft rhythm of your breath, carrying you deeper with every rise and fall. There is no bottom you must reach. There is only the sinking, slow and warm and endless, into the great gentle dark, all the way down. And let the edges of you grow soft, and begin to dissolve, the way a lonely galaxy dissolves into the dark at the far edge of sight, until you can barely tell where you end and the soft dark begins, where your body ends and the bed begins, where the bed ends and the room begins, where the room ends and the great gentle emptiness begins. It is all one soft dark now, holding you, and you are drifting in the middle of it, dissolving into it gently, the way everything, in the end, dissolves into the deep calm dark. There is nothing to hold on to, and nothing you need to hold on to, because the whole quiet universe is holding you now. The bed holds you. The earth holds you. The great soft emptiness holds you. And you may let go of every last thing, and simply rest, and be held, and drift, and sleep. Let the last of the day drift away from you now, out into the emptiness, like a faint light slipping over the far horizon of the void, growing dimmer, and smaller, and further, until it is gone, and there is only the deep clear dark, and you resting softly in the middle of it. Whatever the day held, it is behind you now. It has slipped over the horizon. It has drifted away into the dark. And there is nothing left ahead of you but the soft warm night, and the deep still rest, and the gentle emptiness holding you all the way through until morning. There is nothing left to do now but drift. So let us drift together, one last gentle while, down through the soft dark, letting go a little more with every slow breath. Let the great emptiness hold you. Let the deep silence fill you. Let the soft dark close gently over you, the way it closes over everything at the quiet end of the day. There is nothing to fear in it, and nothing to reach for, and nothing to do. There is only rest, deep, and dark, and gentle, and complete, rising up softly to carry you away. Let the darkness be kind to you now, as it has always, secretly, longed to be. There is nothing in it to fear. All the vast dark of the cosmos, all the great empty silent reaches of it, are gentle, and harmless, and at peace, and so is the soft dark of your own quiet room, closing gently around you now. Let it be kind. Let it be soft. Let it hold you as tenderly as anything has ever been held, and let yourself sink into it, trusting, and easy, and unafraid, the way a tired child sinks into sleep. Rest now. There is nothing more to see, and nothing more to do, and nowhere at all you need to be, but here, in the warm dark, drifting gently down. You have traveled to the emptiest place in all the universe, and found it full of peace. You have gone as far as anything can go, into the deepest quiet there is, and there is nothing left now but to rest. So rest. Let the great emptiness carry you the rest of the way. Let the deep dark take you softly into sleep. And if you are still a little awake, that is perfectly all right. There is no need to try, and no need to hurry, and nothing you must do to make the sleep come. It will come on its own, softly, in its own time, the way the dark comes, the way the stillness comes, the way the great slow emptiness came to fill the universe, gently, patiently, without any effort at all. Simply keep drifting, and keep breathing, slow and soft, and let the deep quiet hold you, and let the sleep rise up around you in its own good time, like a still tide in the dark. Let your mind grow as wide, and as quiet, and as empty as the great void itself, that vast, gentle, open dark through which everything drifts, so slowly, so peacefully, so free. There is so much room out there. So much silence. So much soft, unbroken calm. Let your mind be like that now, not empty in a cold or a lonely way, but open and spacious and deeply at peace, with nothing crowded into it, nothing pressing, nothing near, and all the room in all the world simply to rest. If a thought drifts by, let it be a far lonely galaxy, sliding slowly through the emptiness, no concern of yours, a small dim shape passing quietly at the very edge of the dark, growing fainter, and further, and smaller, until it fades into the deep black and is gone. You do not have to follow it. You do not have to name it, or answer it, or hold it. Let it drift on, and let it go, and let yourself sink a little deeper into the warm and welcoming dark. And feel, one last time, how safe you are, and how held. All the vast and empty reaches of the cosmos, the great voids, the lonely galaxies, the boundless silent dark, are gentle, and distant, and utterly unable to trouble you. They can only drift, and turn, and rest, out there in the endless calm, while you lie here, warm and small and safe, in a soft bed, in a quiet room, on a gentle world, wrapped in the deep kind darkness of your own good night. There is nowhere safer than exactly here. There is nothing better to do than exactly this. Somewhere out in the dark, the great voids are drifting, and slowly widening, and holding their deep unbroken silence, and not one of them needs you to watch, and not one of them wishes you anything but rest. Let your breathing be the slowest, softest thing in the room now. In, so gently you can barely feel it begin. And out, long and slow and complete, like a quiet sigh at the very end of a long day. And in the small still space after the breath flows out, before the next one comes, let there be a little pool of stillness, and let yourself rest in it. There is no hurry for the next breath. It will come on its own. Let each pause between the breaths grow a little longer, a little softer, a little emptier, like the great calm spaces of the void, as you drift down, and down, into sleep. And let your body grow so heavy, and so warm, and so still, that it seems to lose its edges entirely, until you can no longer quite feel where you end and the dark begins. You are dissolving, softly, into the great gentle emptiness, the way a far light dissolves into the dark, the way a last thought dissolves as you slip into sleep. There is nothing to hold on to, and nothing you need to hold on to, because the whole quiet universe is holding you now, and it will hold you all night long. You do not have to keep anything turning tonight. You do not have to watch, or wonder, or do anything at all. The voids will hold their silence without you. The lonely galaxies will turn without you. The great dark will drift on, gentle and patient and endless, all through the night, without ever needing you to see. And you may finally, completely, let go of the day, of the distance, of the wondering, of every last thing you were holding, and simply rest, and be held, and drift, and sleep. There is no distance left to cross tonight. No emptiness left to reach. No further you could possibly go. You have drifted to the loneliest, quietest, most peaceful place in all of creation, and found, at the heart of it, nothing to fear and everything to rest in. And now there is nothing left to do but let the great soft dark close over you, and carry you down. Let your thoughts slow, and thin, and drift apart, like the last faint galaxies scattering into the void, until there is only clear quiet dark, and the slow soft sound of your own breathing, carrying you gently down. Drift now. Sink now. Down through the soft quiet dark, gently, in no hurry at all. The journey is over. The great emptiness is behind you and around you and holding you, soft and dark and kind. There is only this now, the warm bed, the slow breath, the deep still dark, and sleep, rising up softly to meet you, the way the quiet tide rises to meet the shore. Let it take you. Let it carry you. Let it hold you, all through the night. Sleep now. You are safe. You are held. You are home. And all is quiet. And all is still. And all is well. Rest, and drift, and sleep.